Good morning. It's Monday. It's actually the end of a quite exciting weekend and the beginning of an even more exciting week. It was my birthday weekend. It was pretty busy the whole weekend with hanging out with friends, hanging out with coworkers. So it was a great weekend. Thanks, guys, for making my birthday weekend great. It's Halloween today, which is also exciting. And even better, I have a trip planned this week. I'm wearing these super obnoxious and bright yellow distracting sunglasses, but I noticed I was squinting a lot in the other vlogs when it was bright out. I didn't really like that at all, so I'm going to try to wear sunglasses when it's nice out and sunny out, I should say. I didn't know where my good sunglasses were, so I just threw these free ones on, and they'll certainly do for now. Going down to Florida on Thursday with a couple friends. We're supposed to go see that launch, the GoZar launch, but it was canceled. We're still going to do some pretty cool things. We're going to go Kennedy Space Center still and do like the museum-y part of Kennedy Space Center. I'm not sure if we'll do any tours or anything, but if we do, you'll see some footage. We're going to do indoor skydiving. We're going to Universal most likely. So there's going to be some pretty cool things. I'm going to vlog a lot. It's a bit windy out here. Hopefully my mic doesn't pick up the wind too much. It'll be a good test actually for it. But I'm getting really excited for the trip on Thursday. Traveling is one of my favorite things to do, if not my favorite thing to do. I like the whole process. I like planning it. I like the traveling itself. And obviously the destination is amazing. I'm a huge fan of aviation and flying. That being said, flying on passenger jets, I still get pretty nervous. I don't know why, but I always get through it, and I always enjoy the trip, so that'll be good. And once we get down to Florida, the weather should be good, and yeah, I'm excited. So what has been in the news since the last vlog? Juno's back in the news. We talked about last time how it was not able to complete the burn that will change its orbit time. So they looked further into it, and they were actually able to complete what's called a trim burn. Things are looking better. However, it doesn't sound like that the orbital maneuver will happen in December like they thought it could. They're going to wait until around February until the next attempt. The next couple orbits are just going to be a science objective, so I feel like they just want to get some of the science in before they attempt this next burn maneuver again. So there are some more changes to the International Space Station crew. I was talking about last time how the crew rotates in sets of 3 and how there's a new set of 3 that just arrived at the International Space Station. Saturday night, there was actually a group of 3 that returned from the International Space Station back to Earth. So the International Space Station's back down to 3 crewmates, and then eventually they will send up another 3, and they'll be back to 6. So if you follow space news at all, you'll know that SpaceX had a rocket blow up a couple months ago. It had a payload on the rocket. It wasn't even launch day. It was a couple days before launch day. They were going through some tests. They were loading the rocket with fuel. It exploded. They lost the rocket. They lost the payload. And they were really having a hard time trying to figure out the root cause. And it was a really complex investigation. But they finally think that they figured out where the issue started, at least. So they have hydrogen tanks in the rocket. Basically, they think that there is some sort of issue with this material heating up and cooling off at an excess speed. If it cools off and heats up too fast they think that can cause issues. So I guess that's what their recent testing has concluded. So they actually haven't figured out the exact root cause, but they think that this recent finding about this material could help them in the investigation, and they think the root cause was related to that. So many of you probably know that last year in July, we had a probe fly by Pluto, take a bunch of pictures, get a lot of cool science data, and we saw those images and we heard about those cool science stories in July of last year. It's kind of interesting. Just a couple days ago, we finally finished receiving all the data from New Horizons from the Pluto flyby. So New Horizons didn't orbit Pluto, it just flew right by it, and now it's actually on its way to another destination called 2014 MU69. It's another rocky body in the outer solar system, and it's going to also do a flyby of that, get some cool science on it, get some pictures maybe. But yeah, I just thought it was interesting that it takes this long to get all that data back. It will arrive at the new destination in 2019, so that's something to look forward to.